Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you play a song called Magnet and Steel by Walter Egan featuring Stevie Nicks. And it's going to start on an A major chord. And the way you play A major, first finger is going to go to the D on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the G on the second fret, and the third finger is going to go to the B string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And at the very, very beginning, we're going to kind of do a big build up on the A, where we're going to go down, 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 down. Kill the strings with the right hand for the intro, and then we go into our verse part. And our verse actually starts on a G major, and we'll talk about where you move this for key in a moment. But the way you play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the low E on the third fret, and the third finger goes to the high E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And on our verse, we're actually just going to kind of be alternating the G major for the A major, G major, A major, G major, A major, G major, A major. And for this particular song, actually, to make it more interesting, what can be very cool is to add a strum pattern to it. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a song is actually down, down, up, up, down, up. But all we're going to need is the very first half of that is just down, down, up on each chord. So if we just try that, we have G with down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A, or G down, down, up, A, down, down, 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 up. And then we'll be repeating that, but there's this really cool build up on your last A, and where we do the G with half the strum pattern, G down, down, up, and then we do an A with a down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Which you may want to just try that just by itself, just taking the A down, down, up, down, 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 A down, down, up, down. So in that very last part before our chorus, we do the G with a down, down, up, A down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, which is kind of weird. But then we go into our chorus part, and on our chorus we actually go to a B minor chord. And we'll talk about an easy way to do this in a moment, but if you know the bar B minor, you take your first finger and go across the entire second fret. Second finger is going to go to the B string on the second fret, or third fret. Third finger is going to go to the D string on the fourth fret, and the pinky is going to go to the G string on the fourth fret. So we got second fret bar, second on the B third fret, third on the D fourth fret, pinky on the G fourth fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the B minor chord, and actually there are a couple of other easier B minors you could do if you don't want to do the bar chord, which is kind of about ease of play. Actually, we'll talk about where we're going to move it in a moment. But one other way to do B minor would be to doing first finger on the high E on the second, second finger on the B string on the third, and third finger on the G string on the fourth fret. And if you strum just the D, G, B, and E, or even the top three strings, that's another way to play B minor. And if you wanted to, you could even do first finger on the high E second, second finger on the B string third, third finger on the D string fourth, and the G or the pinky on the G string on the fourth, and kind of make it a slightly thicker B minor. But for this song in particular, it's going to sound really good if you can kind of get that full B minor with the bar. And then from B minor, we're going to be going to G major, and then we go to A major, and then we go back to G major. And then we're going to be back to B minor, G major, A major, G major, B minor, G. And then we end up on an A major chord that kind of lasts a little bit longer, and we'll actually use that down, down, up, down strum pattern for that. But through most of the rest of the chorus, you could just do down, down, up on each chord. So we have B minor, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, G, down, down, up, B minor, down, down, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, G, down, down, B minor, down, down, G, down, down, up. And then we end up on an A with a down, down, up, down, up, at the very, very end. So you may want to take that down, down, up, and just try to lie it down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, just to get your right hand used to that for that change. So that last time through, you got B minor, down, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, down, up, and then we're going to be going back to our verse. verse where we got the G, down, up, A, down, down, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up. Now one of the weird things is to play along with the song, to play along with Walter Egan. Instead of starting on an A major chord, he's actually starting on a B major chord. So what you want to do to play along with the recording is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 2nd fret, then now your A major is really a B major, your G major is really an A major, and then when we get to it, your B minor is really a C sharp minor. So just to try that from the very beginning, that way you'd have your A with your build up, down, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. And then we have our verse part where we got the G, down, A, down, down, G, down, 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 down, A, down, down. And then that last time we kind of got that build up on the A where we got the G, down, A, down, 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 down. And then we'd be going into our chorus part where you got the B minor, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, G, down, down, B minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, G, down, down, B minor, down, down, G, down, down, then A, down, down, up, down, up. And we'll be going back into our verse part. So you got the G, down, A, down, down, G, down, 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 down, A, down, down. And that last time we got the G, down, A, down, 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 down. And then we got our chorus where we got our B minor, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, up, G, down, B minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, G, down, down, B minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, up, down, up. And then we'll be going back to our verse and basically repeating those parts. Now one other thing that I can think sounds really, really good with this is kind of taking that down, down, up, down strum pattern, and then if we added some basses to that, I think it matches the feel really well. So, and what I mean by that is like if you took the G major and kind of did the low E for the bass twice, bass, bass, and then did a down, down, up, or down, down, up, down. So we got G with a low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G, low E bass, down, down, up, down, G, bass, 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 bass, down, down, up, down. I think that could be a really cool thing to try to add. And then when you go to the A, then you can do your basses on the A for the bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A, bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A, bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A, bass, bass, down, down, up, down. And then when you get to your B minor, if you're doing the bar at B minor, you're doing the A for the bass. B minor with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, B minor with A, bass, down, 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 up, down, and B minor with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, bass, bass, down, down, up, down. And if you're doing the smaller B minors, like if you're doing the smaller ones, you may want to think about using the G string for your bass, and kind of making the B minor just kind of a smaller chord. So we tried that through our verse. Then you have the G with the low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G, low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G, low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G, low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G, low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A with A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, down, up, down, A with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down. And then we kind of get to that last A, we have the G with the low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. For that last A chord, kind of lean into your chorus, where you have the B minor with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G with low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G with low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, B minor with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G with low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, A with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G with low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down, B minor with the A bass, bass, down, down, up, down, G low E bass, bass, down, down, up, down. And then when we get to that last A where you got the extended, I would just do that twice. Kind of doing that bass, bass, down, down, up, down. And And then you back to your verse again. So you have low E bass, bass, down, 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 A bass, bass, down, 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 G with low E bass, bass, down, 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 A with the A bass, bass, down, 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 G with low E bass, bass, down, 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 A with the A bass, bass, down, 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 G with low E bass, bass, down, down, down with the A bass, and down, down, down. And I think at the very, very end, myself, right after that last chorus, I think I'd just kind of end on a B minor. I know they did a fade in the recording. But that's the basics of how you would play Magnet and Steel by Walter Egan. So good luck!